Hello and welcome to a Radical Red challenge run. Today I'm using Champion of the Champion team, and I'm using Nemona's team from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. She's technically a champion class trainer, even though she's not the champion in the game, so it kinda counts. A team changes depending on which starter you pick. I've gone with the team which includes Quaquaval, because it's really good into this Elite Four. But up first, I have Goodra with Leftovers, Calm Nature. Gooey is the ability, Protect, Dragon Pulse, Surf and Toxic. Pretty standard Goodra moveset. We have Lycanroc, Adamant Nature with the Focus Sash, Stealth Rock, Headlong Rush, Accelerock, Iron Head. Bit of priority, should be able to hit hard with Headlong Rush and Iron Head and do some good damage. We then have Orthworm with the Citrus Berry, Earth Eater for a ground immunity, Iron Head, Earthquake, Protect and Shed Tail. I'm going to Shed Tail if I get the opportunity to allow a different mon to set up. I then have the Pawmot, Choice Scarfed, Knockoff, Volt Switch, Double Shock and Drain Punch. Drain Punch is going to get boosted by Iron Fist. I didn't run Volt Absorb because there's not too many electric types to take advantage of the immunity. I have Throat Spray to Dunsparce. I'm running it modest because the Dunsparce gets access to Boom Burst, which is going to be able to do a lot of damage, especially if I get the Throat Spray and the No Retreat off. Rooster's there to get some recovery, and Hurricane for coverage. I then have Quaquaval, Jolly Nature. I'm not holding an item at the moment. The main item I'm going to use on Quaquaval is Mental Herb to prevent taunts. I have Swords Dance, Close Combat, Triple Axle, Aqua Step. The perfect moveset to sweep a couple of the fights, but we'll get to that later. Up first, against Lorelei and her team of water types. We've got Goodra and Pawmot for the lead, as Politoed sets up the Drizzle. I do go straight for the Double Shock into the Politoed, take it out. Ivy Cudgel then takes out my Pawmot, and I'm able to land a Toxic with Goodra onto the Ogerpon to put it on a timer. Now my team doesn't have a great matchup into Lorelei's water team, with Goodra being the only great mon into it, and even so I still have to watch out for the ice moves. But Kyogre comes in next. I'm able to... Quaquaval is actually going to go down to a Horn Leech. Thunder does big damage to Goodra, as I do land another Toxic on Kyogre, putting that on a timer as well. I then send in my Orthworm, go for the Protect with Goodra and the Protect with Orthworm to let the Toxic start ticking down. I've now got both the Ogerpon pretty low now, and I do actually live a Play Rough from the Ogerpon, but the Ice Beam then takes out my Goodra. I go for Shed Tail with Orthworm, get it off as they double targeted the Goodra, and then able to get my Dunsparce in behind a sub. Send in my Lycanroc, who is holding the Focus Sash, so I know I'm going to be able to live one hit no matter what. Go for the Headlong Rush. Almost take out the Ogerpon, but it is going to go down to one more tick of Toxic. Horn Leech does take out Lycanroc. Fortunately, it doesn't get much HP back, because Kyogre did a massive chunk of damage with Water Spout. Toxic eventually takes out the Ogerpon, and the Dunsparce was able to set up its No Retreat behind a sub, so it's taken no damage. We get the Citrus Berry with Orthworm as Walking Wake comes in. I Protect with Orthworm. Origin Pulse does land on my Dunsparce, thanks to the boost I got from No Retreat. I'm able to live the Origin Pulse. Kyogre eventually goes down to the Toxic. And Walking Wake and Iron Bundle are now out. I do go for another Boom Burst, as Hydro Pump takes out my Orthworm. I finish off the Walking Wake, bring the Iron Bundle down to its sash, and Swampert comes in. Swampert Mega Evolves. Here I dodge a Hydro Pump, Roost with the Dunsparce to get a bit of HP back, go for the Boom Burst one more time as we live the Hydro Pump, finish off the Iron Bundle, and take out the Swampert. Had to rely on a bit of luck, but we get through it. Up next is Bruno, and this is where Quaquaval shines. With the Infinite Lead, I'm able to go for a Swords Dance with Quaquaval on the taunt, then go for an Aqua Step next turn. It lives on the Focus Sash, so I'm able to go for Aqua Step again, get to +3 attack thanks to the Moxie, +2 speed, and then Urshifu comes in. A Close Combat takes it out, no problem, and now there's nothing which can stop Quaquaval. I do want to avoid clicking Close Combat too many times though, because then Lucario could come in at the end and take me out with a Bullet Punch, Technician boosted Bullet Punch, Adaptability boosted Bullet Punch. In the meantime, we get a Triple Axle off on Komodo, take it out with 2 hits. Aqua Step takes out Iron Valiant, because it's not that bulky, and Quaquaval's really strong right now. Zacian then comes in. I do go for the Aqua Step once again, because I'm, I think, +5 or +6 at this stage. Take out the Zacian, leaving just the Lucario left. Because it's the last mon, I can go for Close Combat, not worrying about the defense lower, because that's all Bruno's team gone, and it's an easy Quaquaval sweep. Unfortunately, Agatha's team is a little bit more difficult. We're able to go for the Swords Dance again, because she leads the Rourke, and it always goes for Taunt. I then go for Aqua Step, take out the Zoroark, and in comes Marshadow. The reason why I can't set up against Agatha is because of the Marshadow and Spectral Thief. I do have a free switch into Dunsparce, go for the Hurricane, which I land and I get the Confusion on Marshadow. Unfortunately, it does break through, goes for the Drain Punch, and takes out the Dunsparce to get all its HP back. I then send out my Goodra. This is mainly to slow down the Marshadow and also put it on a timer with Toxic. It is just bulking up, which is kind of scary, but thanks to the Toxic, I am able to whittle it down. And even if Marshadow breaks through Confusion this time, it's no big deal, because we're going to get the Gooey proc after the Spectral Thief comes in. I've got no stats raised on Goodra, so that Spectral Thief does nothing. Toxic takes it out, and there's a big threat on Agatha's team gone. I send in my Orthworm next, as Roaring Moon comes in. I go for the Shed Tail on the Dragon Dance, get the substitute up, meaning I've got a free switch into Quaquaval, who's now guaranteed to live any one hit. Earthquake comes in, breaks the sub, I go for the Aqua Step to raise my speed. Roaring Moon then goes for another Earthquake, I go for the Close Combat, take it out, and now I'm +1/+1 with Quaquaval. Goldengo then comes in, probably the worst one to come in for Quaquaval. I don't have anything super effective. I do crit with Aqua Step, do massive damage, meaning I'm going to be able to finish it off with Lycanroc. I do go for the Headlong Rush, just in case Ironhead didn't take it out. I mean, I'm pretty sure Ironhead would have taken it out, but it's fine. I'm then able to go for Headlong Rush again, into the Gengar because it loses Levitate when it Mega Evolves. I live thanks to Focus Sash, so even though I did live on 10, even if it crit or got a high roll, I would have lived anyway. Chi-Yu then comes in, I go for one more Headlong Rush, one-shot it, and Lycanroc's able to clean up the fight. Up next is Lance, and it's yet another easy sweep for Quaquaval, because Aerodactyl is his lead. The Mental Herb comes in again, we get the Swords Dance off on the Aerodactyl, go for the Aqua Step on the second turn, do massive damage, and then because of the Focus Sash, I can Aqua Step again to get to +2 speed, +3 attack, and start doing massive damage to the rest of Lance's team. Dragonite comes in, I go for Triple Axle. Even though I trigger the weakness policy, it's no big deal because we're able to take it out this turn. Triple Axle being a multi-hit move means multi-scale isn't a problem. Close combat the Melmetal, one-shot that as well. All the while, Quaquaval's getting stronger and stronger. Iron Jug then comes in. I don't want to miss the miss with Triple Axle, so I go for Aqua Step because I'm strong enough to take out the Iron Jug. Dialga then comes in. I do just go for Close Combat here because it's my strongest move. One-shot Dialga, leaving just the Mega Salamence left. And even though I've get intimidated, it's no big deal. Triple Axle is going to be able to take out Salamence no problem with just 2 hits, and down goes Lance, leaving just the champion remaining. Pheromosa is the lead. I lead with Orthworm, and I've given Orthworm the Chocolate Berry for this fight, meaning that I'm able to get a Shed Tail off thanks to the reduced power of close combat, and then able to get a Quaquaval in behind a substitute, set up the Swords Dance as Pheromosa actually goes for the best move possible, U-turn, meaning I have a sub still set up against the Eternatus. Dynamax Cannon does actually break the sub here, but I'm able to get an Aqua Step off, raise up my speed, go for the Triple Axle on the next turn, take out the Eternatus, and put myself in another great position to sweep with Quaquaval once again. Yveltal then comes in. I was debating between Triple Axle and Aqua Step. I ended up going Triple Axle and just hoping I didn't miss. I got lucky and hit all 3 times. And now Quaquaval is in a great position. Metagross comes in. I do just go for the Aqua Jet here. Aqua Step, sorry. Do massive damage, but Zen Headbutt does take out Quaquaval. But Quaquaval did what it needed to do. It took out two big threats on the champion's team. I can then send in my Lycanroc, who still has the Focus Sash, go for the Headlong Rush, finish off Metagross, leaving just the Miraidon, Pheromosa and Ditto left. Miraidon comes out next. I go for a Cell Rock for a bit of chip damage, as Parabolic Charge does take out Lycanroc. I then send in my Pawmot. I have the Ice Punch, ready to go, do massive damage to Miraidon. We get the Frostbite, meaning that its special attacks are now doing half damage. Finish it off with one more Ice Punch. And leaving just the Ditto and the Pheromosa left on the champion's team. Pheromosa comes out first. And I decide to stay in here with Pawmot and just get some damage off, as Pheromosa actually ends up U-turning out into Ditto. I get a free Ice Punch off on the Ditto, do over half HP. I once again decide to stay in, as the Ditto goes for Volt Switch, meaning I'm able to break the Pheromosa Sash with the Ice Punch. It goes for U-turn again for some reason, and gets the boost. Obviously, it loses the boost after it's switched out with U-turn, and Ditto comes in. This was the perfect time because Ditto actually has to click transform this turn because there was no Mon in when it actually came in. Leaving just Pheromosa against my Goodra. I'm able to get the GUI procs on the Pheromosa with Goodra, so even if I would have got crit here, I still would have lowered the Pheromosa's speed, so I would have been able to outspeed with one of the Mons in the back. But it turned out I was actually able to live the triple axle thanks to the Citrus Berry, take out the Pheromosa with Goodra, and complete the run with Nemona's team. Obviously, Quaquaval made this run a lot easier. It's such a great Mon to bring, and that's the reason why I chose this team. Quaquaval is able to take care of 2 members of the Elite Four and do a lot of damage to the champion. It was pretty much a no-brainer to bring it and complete this run.